Today, I will do something different. I will analyze my actual open position. Um, and that's one thing. And the other thing is, uh, I used my Galaxy Buds, um, previously, and it seems that the voice in the mic is not very loud. So I found in my drawer, I found a cheap, like $50 um mic, and I'm going to try that out. So, uh, I usually have, or almost always have only one position open, just because it's easier to track. And I always trade 1 month chart because, I have a day job. So, um, I currently have one position on Carnival PLC, which is a shipping company. Um, I am shorting it right now. Um, let's see. Um, D9 EMA is sloping down. The candle, the, the, the current candle, which is still a active candle, uh, because it's still the 30th of the day, of the month. So big body, small top wick, relatively small, bottom wick. It kept down from the previous green candle, so this is definitely a reversal. Um, this red candle is within the open and the close of this big candle, so mm, there's a support here, or not the resistance here. So we'll see if it breaks through. I think it will next month uh, because the way I trade is usually when towards the end of the month or the beginning of next month, if there's a reversal candle, so the body of the candle, brought the wick or the body, but preferably the body of the candle crosses the 90 EMA in the opposite direction than the previous closed candle. Um, that signal that the next candle will be a continuation candle, and then I either towards the end of the closing period, so towards the end of the month or the beginning of next month, I open um the position. I am now shorting this one because it's pretty much the last day of the month. So, and it's a pretty strong candle. There's a resistance here. Um, Also, it's kind of touched here and here too. So this is kind of a level here, um, a range, so to speak. Um, and if you look even more towards the left, all these bricks touched it and put it down. Um, so I think it will break through it. Um, but that's the monthly chart. Let's look at the weekly chart. What it says. Weekly chart. Still down sloping 9 EMA, small green candles. Um, it seems like it's trying to close the gap here. Um, Currently it's a resistance for it. We'll see if it breaks through it. If it doesn't, if it approaches the 9 EMA, I will seriously consider closing the position. Um, the current candle has a tiny bottom wick, but a bigger but still kind of small top wick. The whole body goes towards the end, towards the bottom of the whole daily range or the weekly range, which means that there's some strength in the bears, but it's kind of the bulls are kind of winning right now because it's it's right now it closed, well it's not closed because it's still an active candle, but it seems like it closed for now above these two candles. um if you look at these two green candles, there was big wick on the top, um and so this is the range for the week, this is the range for the week, and this candle is between this range. So it seems that at least on the weekly chart, there's a higher likelihood that it will break through this. It's not a very strong, well, actually, it's kind of a strong resistance because it touched so many times here. And if I look at towards the left, it touched here so many times. Um, Here it was a support. Here is it's also support. Here is it's more like a resistance style. Um, so we'll see. So on the weekly charts, it's a minor bullish. On the monthly chart, it's definitely bearish. Although there's resistance close by for both time frames. Let's look at the daily chart. Now it already closed because it's traded with London Stock Exchange. Let's see the daily downsloping. The 9 EMA is downsloping on all three time frames, so it's kind of a confirmation. Um, the top wick touched the 9 EMA and just pushed it back, pushed the price down. Um, the body is towards the what bottom two-thirds of the whole daily range. Um, the close is between this red candle. Um, there's kind of a whole sideways range here. Um, so for this candle, what it means is there's still some strength in the bears, but it's almost not completely bullish, but most majority of the traders are bullish on the daily chart. On the weekly chart, uh, they're still mainly bullish, but the strength of the bulls are weakened compared to the daily chart. And on the monthly chart, um, it's definitely bearish. Let's check out the quickly. I don't trade a 3 month chart. Just kind of look. Let's look at the current candle. It's definitely bearish, but there's a strong support by the rising 9 EMA. So uh, at this point, I will keep my short position open for tomorrow. Um, and probably the whole week. We'll see what it does. I'm guessing it's more like a short-term pullback, not a definite reversal in terms of the weekly and daily chart. Um, so in that sense, I hold the short. I'm not adding to it, but we'll see. So that's my current um open position. See you tomorrow.